What's going on, guys, and thanks for joining me today. So today we're in the gorgeous Snowdonia National Park, and the plan is to take a hike up this hill here, grab a few shots of Tryfan, which will be in the background, and Ogwen, which is a beautiful lake which is just down here in the valley, and it's beautiful. The sun is really quite warm. I've packed loads of clothes with me. I'm not sure I'm going to need them, but you know, it's always good to have a few just in case. So yeah, I'm going to get myself up the mountain. We're going to take some shots, see if we can find some nice foreground interest with the stream, and yeah, see what presents itself really. So catch you in a minute, guys. So I've come about a mile up the hill, and it's so bright. It's pretty much impossible to shoot back across that way towards Tryfan. Tryfan's kind of completely in the shadow. The rest of the landscape's in bright sunlight. So yeah, it's virtually impossible to shoot back towards that way. So what I've done, I've found a really nice composition over here with this small waterfall and a cascade of water tumbling down the rocks. I think it works quite well. It's not going to be the best shot in the world, but it's something, and I think it'll work quite well in black and white, so I'm quite excited about it. It's very intimate, very close in. I mean, the weather is gorgeous, but it's not really lending itself too well to photography at the moment. But then we are out in kind of mid-morning, so you know, if I'd have got up a bit earlier, maybe things would be a bit different, but I just couldn't do it this morning. So the plan is to grab this shot, head up the hill a bit more, see if we can find some other compositions, and the forecast is for cloud later. All of these compositions that I found kind of on the way up will obviously still be there, so maybe I'll be able to capture them on the way back down. That's the plan, you know, but it's absolutely beautiful. I've seen about 2 other people. It's just gorgeous, it really is. It's just a joy to be here. So I'm going to capture this shot, just quickly talk you through it. I've got 10-stop filter on, and that's given me about a 5-second exposure at f11, so pretty standard stuff. I was going to put the polarizer on, but then I kind of thought about it, and I thought, well, if I'm going to go black and white, I want to really bring out those highlights, so decided not to go with the polarizer, just stick with a 10-stop filter, and yeah, see what you think, guys, let me know. So, been a great morning so far, but not much photography. So, I found a nice composition here looking over the valley towards Tryfan there. It's absolutely gorgeous, it really is. And the clouds have moved in, which is great because it's kind of helping balance the exposure out. And it's given a really nice dramatic feel to the sky as well, which we didn't have earlier. It was just plain blue sky, which I'm not really a fan of, to be honest, but it was beautiful nonetheless. So what I've done, I've got the camera set up, I've got the polarizer, just to take the glare off Ogwen down there, because it's quite glary. So that's just taking the shine off the water, and it's making it a really nice black, deep black colour, which is really, really nice. And we've got this stone wall here, and we've got a step ladder which is just going over the wall. So that's kind of our foreground interest. So I'm going to focus on the wall, I'm going to take a shot, and then I'm going to focus on Tryfan in the background there and take a shot. I'm just going to blend those two exposures together just to make sure we've got sharpness throughout the scene. And I think that's going to, you know, make quite a nice shot. It's one of those shots that I'm sure has been done, you know, plenty of times. It's obviously a very, very popular spot, but it is what it is. The reason it's been done so many times is because it's absolutely gorgeous. So you know, it's stunning. So the walk up's relatively easy in terms of location, because you can park just by the lake. So you can walk up here. But there's no actual pathway. It's a bit of a free for all. So you kind of just pick your own route up. But if you stay next to the stream, you won't get lost. The stream goes right up to another smaller lake at the top there, which is probably another good half a mile, but I shan't do that today, but maybe another time I will. So it's something to bear in mind. Okay guys, I'll put this shot up now, hope you enjoy it. Then I'm going to head off down to this stream, see if I can find a nice composition looking down the valley. So further down the stream I found this S-curve, which is really nice. It kind of adds some really detail to the foreground, which is cool. What I've got on the camera is I've got a 3-stop ND filter on there, and I've also got a circular polarizer. So the ND, that's giving me about a ½ second exposure f13. So that's just allowing me to slow that water down, just that ½ second, giving it a little bit of movement, which is really nice. Just adds a little bit of drama to the scene. So especially with the foreground there, it's, you know, obviously it's just grass, so this lovely S-curve in the water really adds something to it, I feel. We've got Tryfan in the background, we've got little Ogwen down in the bottom there, which is beautiful, and some drama in the sky now. It's some really dark clouds and some bright patches as well, so it's been quite varied today, which is always good. If you know, if you're out and about, you want to try and capture as many different images as you can, so if the weather's varied, that helps. I'm going to grab this shot now. When I've done that, we're also going to maybe take a few shots a bit further down. And if I do, I'll put those at the end, so stay tuned for that. Okay guys, well that's pretty much it for today then in terms of the photography. So I'd just like to say thanks for joining me again. I really appreciate it. I know, you know, time is precious, and this place is just amazing. It really is. I've never been before. It's 3.5 hours away from my doorstep, so I'll definitely be coming back. I really will. There's so much to explore here. I mean, I'd love to climb some of these peaks, I really would, but probably need a bit more experience for that. So, but maybe next time. Okay guys, well, thanks for tuning in again. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment. I'd love to chat about any of the images or anything photography related. And if you really loved it, you know, hit the old thumbs up button. I would love that. Okay guys, see you next time.